For the second consecutive day, the Toronto Blue Jays offense didn't show up. They had 3 runs in the ball game. They actually have a 2-0 lead at one point in this ball game in the top of the 4th inning. Vladdy getting on a fielder's choice. Whit Merrifield coming in to score. Great stuff. George Springer, it's a sacrifice fly. You got a 2-0 lead. You're feeling pretty good. But then right after that, in the bottom half of the 4th, I've said it I don't know how many times in these videos, that in the next half inning, you want a 0, get your team right back on the bats to try and build on that lead. But instead, Anthony Santander, who torched them yesterday, torches them again today with a 2-run shot, scoring Adley Rutschman, and just like that, we are tied at 2. Now, what did they get, though? Top half of the 5th inning, after they scored 2 to tie the ball game, they put up a 0 in the top half of the 5th. They go to the bottom of the 5th, and Cedric Mullins is a 2-run shot, scoring Austin Hayes, making it 4-2 Orioles. And then Gunnar Henderson hits an RBI, assuming scoring Adam Frazier. And it's 5-2 Orioles. And top of the 6th inning, Brandon Belt goes deep to make it 5-3, but that's all she wrote. The offense, minimal. You have 11 hits total in 2 games. 3 runs in 2 games. And what did I say, Jays fans? Look. I said it in game 1 of this series. As great as game 1 was, you win it in extra innings, the emotion, the greatness. You knew the Orioles offense was going to come through at some point. You knew that great offense over there in Baltimore, and it baffles me. And I'm going to ask Oriole fans right now, before, right after I say this. You knew their offense was going to wake up. You knew their offense was going to score more than 3 runs. And they scored 7 yesterday, and they scored 5 more today. Meanwhile, the Jays offense went very quiet, and it seems like the Orioles pitching staff, no matter who they throw on the hill, finds a way to carve the Jays up like crazy. Dean Kramer going into the ballgame had a 4.5 ERA, went 6 shutout innings. Kyle Gibson today went into the game with just under a 5 ERA, goes 8 innings of 3-run ball. There's 95 pitches over 8 innings. 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. He was better than Brios by a long shot. Brios went 6 innings of 9 hit, 5 run, 4 Ks, didn't walk anybody. The starting pitching was better for the Orioles last 2 days. It's been the story of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays. Your pitchers, more often than not, will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your offense won't come through. And I understand they have the stretch coming up against bad teams. Sure, the Guardians' pitching staff is really good. Jays fans know that firsthand as they saw them a few weeks ago, and they scored 5 runs or 6. Hold on, what was it? 7 or 8 runs in the entire series or something like that, and they somehow split that. You have the Nationals, who have one of the worst, pitching staffs in baseball, and then you have the Orioles, not the Orioles, the Royals, the A's, and the Rockies, who are all bottom 5 in the league in pitching staffs. So I understand, I'd love to see this team finally beat a good team, but it's come to a point where this is just who they are. The Orioles are just a better team, and the Jays, offensively, are too one-dimensional, and they're just not good enough. 6 hits total today. 5 hits yesterday. It's not good enough. What did we say yesterday, Jays fans? We talked about how all 5 hits yesterday were singles. Well, you had a single from Whit Merrifield, a single from Bo Bichette, the solo shot from Brandon Belt. You had a single from Vladdy, a double from Dalton Varsho, so great an extra base hit there. But then Danny Jansen hits a double, but gets thrown out of third base. It's been the story of the year for this team. If it's not one thing, it's something else. If the hitting stinks, the defense or pitching staff blows up. If your pitching is locked down, which it's been majority of the year, your offense goes quiet. Or if both of those are working, somehow your defense will have a meltdown. If it's not one thing, it's something else. Bullpen-wise, Jimmy Garcia and Tim Mays did their job. Clean innings of work for both guys. Jimmy Garcia gets that ERA under 4 for the first time in I don't know how long. But yeah, I'm not even talking about the offense. one first across the board for this team. We talked about it when Bo Bichette came back. You want someone to grab this team by the horns and drag them. Drag them into a playoff spot. That's what Julio Rodriguez is doing for the Seattle Mariners right now. You got lucky tonight as well. We talked about it yesterday, how they got lucky with all those teams losing. Well, you look at this, obviously the Rays won, unfortunately, but the Red Sox beat the snot of the Astros, so you didn't lose any ground on the Astros. The Twins beat the Texas Rangers, so you didn't lose any ground there. It's great, but you got to win your own damn ball games. And I get the Orioles are the best team in the American League. Statistically and visually, they are the best team in the American League. But for God's sakes, it's painful to watch. Now, as I mentioned, the Jays now have an upcoming stretch of the Guardians for 3 at Rogers Center starting tomorrow night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got the Nationals for 3 at Rogers Center. Then, I'll let you guys know right now, I will be gone at the beginning of September. I will be in Colorado. I will not be at the Friday night game, because I got a concert to go to, James Bay concert there in Colorado on Friday. But I will be at the Saturday and the Sunday games. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you are in Oakland. Off day Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're home for Kansas City. And if you even remotely paid attention to that Kansas City-Seattle series, you saw how pitiful the Royals are. They have to do damage in this stretch. I understand. We'd like to see them beat some good teams. Sure. But when you play the bad teams, beat the snot out of them. Now, yeah, Cleveland has a really good pitching staff. They're one of the top 5 in baseball. Their offense sucks. We saw it in that series in Cleveland. The Nationals, pitching staff reeks. Right? They're not a very good ball club. Sure, they're 10 games under 500, and their offense may do a little get a little frisky sometimes. But my God, they beat the Yankees. The Yankees right now are just absolutely painful to witness, and they've been playing some good ball recently. But their pitching staff's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. You got to capitalize offensively there. The Rockies are bad all around. They're 48-79. Not good. The Oakland A's, we all know what's going on there. 37-91. Awful. The Royals, not much better. 41-88. If you're the Blue Jays and you want to stack up some wins and hit a high water mark of the year and get yourself back into a playoff spot, you beat the snot out of these teams. And if anybody going to come in the comments or on Twitter or whatever the case may be and say, well, nothing's easy, I get that. But like I said, if this team wants any sniff at the wild card's position, you gotta beat the snot out of these teams. You then have a series at Rogers Center against the Texas Rangers for 4. And that could decide your season. With Seattle the way they're playing, and the Astros, the pedigree they have, you'll never be confident they're going to fall out. And the Texas Rangers have been awful recently. You have 4 against the Rangers at Rogers Center after that awful stretch. That might be the biggest series of the year. Because who knows where these teams will be after that stretch. For the Blue Jays, figure it out. And at the very least, 2 or 3 against Cleveland at Rogers Center. That's all I got to say. For Oriole fans, I got one thing to say to you guys. Thank you so much, because this is the last video we have of you guys, unless, miracles happen and we end up seeing you guys in the playoffs. I want to thank all of you guys for all the continuous support you've given this page all year long. I'll be blatantly honest, and I'm not just trying to kiss ass here. I don't want to say following, or fan base, but the viewership, the positive comments, whether it's for your team or the Blue Jays or whatever, and the subscriber growth that you guys have given this page, I can't thank you enough. I have never seen this on this page. From Leafs to Raptors to Blue Jays, it has never happened. And when it comes to the Baltimore Orioles, it has happened more or less the last 2 series because, of the abomination the Jays have been playing with. But I can't thank you enough. I really can't. And we're that close to 10,000 subscribers. I can sniff it. It's incredible. If you guys have never watched my videos in the past, if you have watched my videos in the past for quite a while, you'll know that I've been doing this channel for 7 years now? 2016. So yeah, about 7 years now. And when I first started, my goal, if I was to quit tomorrow, which I'm not, was to hit 10K. That was the dream goal. I always wanted to. Was it a long shot goal at the time? Yes. And considering now we're just over 160 subscribers away from 10K, I can't put it into words. And for Oriole fans, you've given, the last time I saw you guys, it was like 300 for one video, and I was like, I've never seen this. So I thank you guys everything, and I wish the Orioles the best of luck the rest of the way. They're a hell of a ball team. They deserve everything that's gotten to them this year, and wish them all the best, but not at the expense of the Blue Jays. You got to agree with me there if you're an Orioles fan. You got to understand that. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, did not enjoy the game if you're a Jays fan. If you're an O's fan, you love the game, which you probably did. Smack the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down there. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. I'll be here tomorrow. Game 1 of the 3-game set against the Cleveland Guardians at Rogers Center. Was it Tanner Bibby gets the ball for the Cleveland Guardians. We know he was great against the Blue Jays last time, but Chris Bassitt gets the ball for the Blue Jays there. Get some damn offense! That's all I got to say. 7:07 first pitch there at Rogers Center. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.